So the Nintendo Switch has been on the market for over a month now, and during this time I've actually had a lot of opportunity to test out a ton of the accessories that are available on the market that you may or may not want to pick up, and I decided to do this buying guide to give you guys an idea of what I personally think are the best ones that I would invest in right away, and some luxury ones as well. I got a dog that's wriggling in my hand as we speak. Hello world, hello. She is this big now. Alright, so every Nintendo Switch accessory I'm about to list I have personally tested for about a month now, so they all get definitely my seal of approval, and they're all, for the most part, all readily available on Amazon. You can actually find an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. Just for full transparency, because I'm huge on that on the channel, if you use the affiliate link that I provide in the description below, I do get a 4% commission. I think it's 4%. All right, so first off at number 7 we have a power bank, and we know that the Nintendo Switch outside the dock doesn't have the greatest of battery lives. I think personally it's still okay if you consider what it's actually doing outside of its dock, and I got a couple here. This one is made by a company called Aki, and this one is made by a company called Anchor. I can fully endorse these ones because I've been using them for months now. When I was really hard into Pokemon Go, I always had a couple of these charged. Probably go for a power bank that has at least 20,000 milliamps per hour. I do not recommend a 30,000 one, the highest capacity ones that you can find on the market right now. The main reason is because the 30,000 ones generally run at 110 volts, and you actually cannot take a 110 volt battery onto a plane. Coming in at number 6 we have a bonus extra AC adapter, and you're probably wondering why I recommend this, because the console default comes with one. It's what it's used to plug in to the back of the Nintendo Switch dock to power the thing up, and the reason why is I'm a lazy person. I generally don't like unplugging things because with my setup, I have to reach around, shuffle a bunch of cords. It's just a gigantic headache. I would rather just have an extra plug on hand. What I find is that when you're generally traveling a lot, you can usually find an AC adapter somewhere. In most planes or flights that I've been to in recent years, there is usually an outlet somewhere, especially right behind the person in front of you's seat. Why would you use and juice your power bank when you literally have an AC adapter right? Next up, we have this little piece of plastic right here, which when you unfold it, it becomes a nice portable play stand, like so. The reason for this is that it makes portable playing just a lot more functional. First off, you have 3 different levels of which you can adjust the angle of the screen. So if you're playing in an awkward space, or if there's like a ton of glare coming out on the screen, you can change it to 3 set spots. But probably the most important thing is this flap right here that not only holds the screen up, but this little cutout at the bottom which gives you access to the charging port, which is underneath the screen when you play it on its mobile mode. Probably the biggest design flaw of the Nintendo Switch, that when you're playing it on the go and you're trying to stand up the screen, if you use the little kickstand, there's no way to charge and play at the same time unless you prop it up. This specific one is the official one for Nintendo. It's made by a company called Hori. It's only 15 bucks, so it's fairly affordable. The only problem with it is that it's actually sold out and back ordered for a while now. But there is a solution that, since it's back ordered for so long, some other third-party companies have stepped up and have basically almost made the identical product for pretty much the same price. All right, so coming at number 4, we have the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So if for some reason I was making this video just for myself, I would actually have this a lot higher, probably at number 1 or 2. Despite how good this feels to play with, this is more of a luxury item, but despite how expensive it is, it just feels so good to use. If you were to give it a comparison, it feels very similar to the original Xbox 360 controller. It was just a huge night and day difference between playing with this and then playing with the Joy-Cons and the grips. All right, so number 3 is something that is more used to protect your investment rather than making the console more functional, because the Nintendo Switch outside of its dock is literally a gigantic screen which you travel around with, and we all know electronics with large screens, tablets, cell phones. I recommend a glass one. So glass screen protectors have been around for a while now. I actually have one on my cell phone right here. The one that I recommend is the highest one on Amazon. It is the highest rated one. It's made by a company called Orsley. You actually get 2 in a pack, and what's nice is that this specific glass screen protector is actually on sale right now. You can get a pack of 2 for, I think, 10 bucks. Alright, so the next two items are items that I'm really sad that I have to include, and they're almost essential. I said this during my review that it's very obvious to see where Nintendo cut manufacturing costs, cut corners to get the Nintendo Switch to a specific price point. But in reality, once you add up all the essential stuff that I think that you should buy with the console to make it a fully functioning console, it actually almost equals the price of either an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4. So anyway, so coming at number 2 is a micro SD card to expand the memory of the Nintendo Switch, because the base console does not have near enough memory to support its functions of everything you need to do online, especially if you're trying to download games via the virtual store. That's something actually I don't recommend with the Nintendo Switch because there's such limited space. I actually always recommend that you buy physical because it lets you keep that buying power of being able to return things, but especially with Nintendo Switch and its limitations on space, I highly recommend that you stick with the brand SanDisk. It is the only brand of memory cards that I recommend, and I have tried everyone underneath the sun. I've tried Sony, I've tried Lexar, I've tried Samsung. All those other brands, over time, I just ran into problems, and you don't want to mess around, especially with your save files, because they're your save files. They're hundreds of hours invested into a game. I have never had any issues with a SanDisk memory card. They are definitely the most, in my opinion, the most reliable ones on the market. I would recommend that you try to at least get a 64 gigabyte one. That's a nice sweet spot. 64 gigabyte cards are around the $20 mark. I personally myself went with a 128 one. I probably will never need it, but just in case if I ever do. All right, so moving on to number 1. So what's exciting at number 1, which is actually not really exciting at all. It actually kind of pisses me off that this has to be included at number 1, because I honestly personally feel it should have been included inside the box from day one. But number 1 is the Joy-Con charging grip, which is almost exactly the same as the grip that's included inside the box. But the main difference is that this one has a micro USB Type-C port at the top that allows you to charge the controllers without the Joy-Cons being attached to the console. The only way to charge the Joy-Cons, these little things right here outside the box, is to have them hooked up to the screen and docked. So if you run out of battery mid-session of the Joy-Cons, you basically have to stop playing. Charge the Joy-Cons, wait for it to charge, and start all over again. Not only that, it should be included, it's also really expensive for what it actually is. It's just... There are a couple accessories that I got to try out, but they didn't just make my top list because I didn't find that they were as essential as the other ones. But I thought I'd give you guys my impressions of it just in case if you guys see them somewhere, if you're curious about it. So this first one off is the Nintendo Switch carrying bag. It has a shoulder strap. It opens nicely right here with the Nintendo Switch logo in the middle. It has a nice perfect slot for your console itself, as well as some other slots. And it comes with a nice bonus carrying case. This is actually a hard shell one, so it's really durable. This is probably something that would be more in line with me. Personally myself, I don't like carrying a lot of different bags when I travel a lot, especially if I'm traveling by plane. So what I do is I probably put my Nintendo Switch in here and then put this in my backpack. And last but not least, we have the official Joy-Con charging cradle made by PowerA. And this is actually a lot heavier than I thought. It has a good heft to it. You could probably kill someone with this thing. So personally myself, this didn't make the list because I didn't really need it because I had the Joy-Con charging grip. But if you're a person, if your family has a set, 2 different sets of Joy-Cons, so 4 Joy-Cons in total, this would give you the opportunity to charge 4 at once. And something I really do appreciate is the cable management at the bottom. I'm really into keeping things looking clean, and cable management and stuff like that just makes me it makes me smile and it makes me happy. It charges via a USB connector. I thought this was weird at first, but then I thought to myself where exactly you'd put this thing. You would most likely put it right beside the Nintendo Switch next to your TV. And the Nintendo Switch has separate USB connectors on the dock. I think there are 2 on the side as well as 1 on the back panel. So this makes perfect sense why it's just a regular USB instead of charging outlet AC adapter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my Nintendo Switch accessory buying guide. Some stuff are more luxury, some stuff is sadly basically bare bones essential in my opinion. but there's really nothing we can do. We can't help it. It's Nintendo. So hopefully you found the video informative. If you're one of those people who have yet to buy a Nintendo Switch because you can't find one, or if you've already purchased one and are still unsure of what accessories you think you should pick up for it, hopefully this video helped you out a lot. And thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you enjoyed the video, quick thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. As always, have a blessed day.